Hello, everyone. My name is Samantha Rodriguez. I am an RN. I will be doing an opioid overdose presentation, as well as talking about Narcan and naloxone, as that is the antidote. So, what is an overdose? It's taking too much, and it's often a drug. It may be on purpose, it may be mild, moderate, serious, it may be just a mistake. So, an overdose is when you take more than the normal or recommended amount of something, often a drug. An overdose may result in serious harmful symptoms or death. If you take too much of something on purpose, it is called an intentional or deliberate overdose. So, how can it cause problems? It can cause family or work issues, but more importantly, it can cause health issues, especially when taking too much Tylenol. It may damage your liver and it may not be able to regenerate to the way it once was. All right, so how much did it cost the US? Now, you need to look at this number. It says fatal opioid overdoses and opioid use disorder cost the US in 2017 not a million, not a billion, but $1.02 trillion. And this is according to the CDC. So, how much is Narcan? We want to let the patients know that they're able to find somewhere free. They just need to, make a few calls. And I mean, if they're speaking with us as public health nurses, we can find a clinic that is offering it for free. But it is approximately up to $150 for the brand Narcan, and the generic would be a little bit cheaper than that. Alrighty. So this is by the National Institute on Drug Abuse, and this is the affected population, and this is on a national drug-involved overdose deaths, and the numbers are among all ages by gender, and this is from 1999 to 2021. As you can see, these numbers are rising up until 2021. It's getting up there. All right, how to decrease or lower risk of overdose. Teach. We always want to teach. Things like be careful when using. Remember that fentanyl can be present in any drug or any drink. If you go out, somebody may even put this in your drink. Try not to mix drugs, as this can increase the risk for overdose. Have a safety plan written down or never use alone. All right. Well, think about some interventions on the 17 intervention wheel. We do have 17 interventions, but today I'm focusing on screening, outreach, and I think the biggest one is the community organizing. All right, public health nurse interventions. What else can we do? I wanted to reiterate this. We want to educate. Our communities, especially our rural communities that are suffering, living day by day, and just maybe they need a little therapy. And, we want to educate about naloxone, also known as Narcan. Or maybe visiting clinics to educate. Maybe we can leave some flyers there for some events that we can hold. All right, how the public health nurse helps. How about community outreach? As I mentioned earlier, I think that's the biggest thing we can do. We want to get them to events, maybe have some little raffles, maybe have some little food. Get them to come in and speak with us. And we can offer something like therapy. You know, we want to screen them and see how they're doing. Maybe, check their vitals and see, maybe something's going on. We want to be organizing events that we want to make sure that our community, like I said, rural communities, the most are the ones that need it. All right, so back to some examples I had mentioned. We want to go to the high schools if we're allowed to. We go educate. Maybe we could just leave some flyers. Maybe we can educate on Narcan. Fentanyl right now is a big choice of drug use, So, we can also educate about outpatient rehab if they're willing to reach out and speak to us about maybe, they can't stop themselves. So, an outpatient rehab would be great because they have counseling, they have one-on-one, and they all, like I said, they do carry the Narcan, and it does come in a pack of 2. We can also visit clinics and pass out flyers, like I had mentioned, to get them to those events. Here are my references. I did, get some of my references from the CDC. That's one big one. I got it from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and also the U.S. National Library of Medicine. So I want to thank you for listening to my presentation. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me and we can meet and I'll help you as much as possible. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful day.